The final stop of reality, black holes and cosmic chaos. Introduction. Imagine crushing the sun into the size of a city, then piercing the fabric of space-time with the tip of a needle until reality itself begins to bleed. You are now facing the most brutal law of the universe. This is where physics commits suicide and logic becomes a ghost. The ripping of space-time. The universe is not a static void. It is a dynamic, living fabric, warped by the weight of existence. However, a black hole is not just a simple depression on this cloth. It is an irreversible puncture, a wound in the geometry of the cosmos. Einstein's general theory of relativity proved that mass warps space, but in a black hole, this warping reaches a terrifying crescendo, infinity. Imagine a star 10 times the mass of our sun, suddenly collapsing into a space smaller than Manhattan. This is the Schwarzschild radius. It is the ultimate boundary where the density becomes so extreme that the laws of nature simply buckle and break. Nature creates these cosmic monsters through the death of giants. When a massive star exhausts its fuel, it loses the war against its own gravity. In a fraction of a second, it implodes, creating a gravity well so deep that nothing, not even a ray of light, is fast enough to climb back out. It is a one-way trap set by the universe itself, the event horizon and the frozen shadow. At the edge of this abyss lies the most haunting boundary in science, the event horizon. The moment you cross this invisible line, you cease to be a part of the future. For the rest of the universe, you become a permanent piece of the past. The event horizon is where physics literally flips its script. Outside, you have the freedom to move through three-dimensional space. Inside, space and time swap roles. There is only one direction, and it is not forward or down. It is toward the center. Escape is not just difficult, it is mathematically impossible, as hopeless as trying to stop the flow of time itself. Here, we witness gravitational time dilation, a phenomenon that feels like science fiction, but is a cold reality. As you approach the edge, time for you begins to stretch and warp. To a distant observer, your movements would slow to a crawl. Your image would turn a ghostly deep red due to gravitational redshift, eventually fading into a static, frozen silhouette. You would be trapped forever in a single moment of time, a permanent shadow at the gates of the void, while the rest of the universe ages billions of years in what feels like seconds to you. The accretion disk and the prison of light. Do not be fooled by the name. Black holes are the brightest, most violent beacons in the cosmos. While the hole itself is dark, its hunger creates a spectacle of light. Gas and dust caught in the black hole's grip form a hellish, glowing ring, rotating at near light speeds, the accretion disk. In this cosmic whirlpool, friction is so violent that matter is incinerated into billions of degrees, screaming in X-rays before it disappears. Just outside this inferno lies the photon sphere, a place so surreal it defies human intuition. Gravity here is so strong that it bends light into a perfect circle. If you stood there, you could see the back of your own head by looking straight ahead, as the light from your own body travels around the black hole and returns to your eyes. You are literally staring at your own past through the lens of a cosmic prison. Spaghettification and atomic horror. As you drift deeper, the elegance of space-time vanishes, replaced by a process of sheer physical horror. Science calls it spaghettification, but the reality is a radical disintegration. Because gravity increases exponentially with distance, the pull on your feet would be trillions of times stronger than the pull on your head. These tidal forces would stretch your body like a piece of cosmic taffy. First your limbs, then your cells, and finally, your very atoms would be pulled into a thin, agonizing string of subatomic particles. You are no longer a human. You are a stream of information being fed into the mouth of a god. It is a process where the fundamental building blocks of your existence are torn apart, leaving nothing behind but a memory held by the gravity of the void, singularity, and the end of logic. At the heart of this nightmare lies the singularity. This is the God spot, a point where our mathematics returns a result of undefined and density becomes infinite. At the singularity, the two pillars of science, quantum mechanics and general relativity, clash and collapse. It is a place where space-time ends and something else begins. This is where the mystery turns into a cosmic bridge. The theory of Einstein-Rosen bridges suggests that these singularities might not be dead ends, but gateways. Could every black hole be a wormhole, a tunnel connecting our universe to another dimension or a distant galaxy? Some physicists even speculate that our own Big Bang was actually the other side of a black hole in a parent universe. We are standing at the edge of the ultimate secret, the possibility that we are living inside the very thing we fear. Hawking radiation and the death of a god. For decades, we thought black holes were eternal. But Stephen Hawking changed everything. Through the lens of quantum mechanics, he proved that black holes leak. Due to virtual particles popping in and out of existence at the event horizon, a tiny amount of energy escapes. This is Hawking radiation. Over trillions upon trillions of years, a black hole will slowly lose its mass, evaporating into the cold dark of a dying universe. But this creates the black hole information paradox. If a black hole disappears, where does all the information it consumed go? Is the history of every star and every atom it ate erased from reality? Or is it stored as a two-dimensional hologram on the surface of the event horizon? This leads to a staggering conclusion. Our entire three-dimensional world might be nothing more than a projection from a flat cosmic boundary at the edge of a hole. Conclusion: black holes are the ultimate secret keepers of the cosmos. They are not merely the graves of dead stars. They are the architects of reality, the places where time, space, and existence reach their final, silent climax. Today, we hear their collisions through gravitational waves, feeling the tremors of a distant, dark war. When we look into the heart of a black hole, we are not just looking at a monster. We are looking into the mirror of our own origins, the singularity, where everything we know began. The universe is a vast, dark ocean, and black holes are the whirlpools that lead us back to the very source of the tide.